Right, folks. Now, you might have noticed that I keep hinting towards people about a site that would almost self-govern itself in most of my videos, and the people I explain it to sometimes they go, "It's a good concept, but I'm not sure I get what you mean." All right, someone did suggest I get a whiteboard and I try explaining it a bit better. Now what I've done, it's taken me a while to find a whiteboard and a place to use it and draw everything up. Now everything's sort of mud mapped, so I'm going to turn it around and show you, and then I'm going to try to explain it to you. Right, now let's pretend this is our site, right? Now the idea, it is for we the people, for the people. Now the site itself will be moulded and evolved by the people because it's interactional, same as like Facebook, except a lot less censorship, and you would find solutions via the conflict and discourse, and you can have polls, surveys, referendums if you get it advanced enough. Now the idea is it goes around here and it goes to all these topics. All these topics. Now this is just a handful that I've thought about in 10 minutes. Politicians' payment results, national water management, vaccine mandates, education system, Aboriginal rights and responsibilities. And then it gets down, do we dissolve? And these are all things that we discuss and find solutions to with conflict, because the bottom line is you're not going to make everybody happy. There's always going to be people that are going to be unhappy or not happy with the results of the discourse and the solutions. Right? You won't avoid that. Same as like people saying, "Oh, we need to get rid of evil." Well, it's a nice thought, but it'll never happen. There's always going to be people in the evil people in the closet waiting to come out, or hiding their emotions in the closet. You know, do we dissolve? These are some that I like. Preference voting. Corporate lobbying, and most of these topics have come up out of just general conversation I've had with a lot of people over time. How do we dissolve the political parties if we do it all? Fracking. A lot of people, that's a no-no for a lot of people, like they really hate that. Fractal banking, which is turned into a contentious argument around here with some bloke who thinks that fractal banking is free money. Some people in the university education's really surprised me. Now, reciprocal land ownership with foreign countries. So if, just for instance, say if China comes here and buys property or leases property, we should be able to do the same over there, buy or lease. Now the one I like is corruption. This is the main thing that I'm against, is corruption. I'm basically at war with corruption because it covers so many different topics. I mean, you've got corporate, political, and media corruption. And then there's a whole lot more. And one thing that I'd like to bring up is to all these people who are saying that we need to get back to the 1901 Constitution and so on. Well, the original Constitution that was written for Australia was written by monarchists, people working for the Queen. So all those regulations or rights given to us by the Constitution, apparently by the 1215 Magna Carta, are basically all aimed at favouring the Queen. Now here's me. I would say, let's have a new Constitution. Let's write it up first before we say we're going to be a republic, because the last thing I'd want to see is us say we're going to be a republic and then we vote on being a republic and then letting the politicians write the Constitution. That would be like giving the cat the mouse and then saying, no, don't eat it. So we give it, right, everyone, on this particular side up here, everyone writes what their constitution would be, you give it the Bill of Rights, and then we all get to vote on it, one way or the other, or amend it, because that's what it's about. It's about getting the ideas out there and talking about them, because the politicians are not creating solutions. They're just creating more hysteria and more confusion and double talking their way out of it. Because when you talk to a politician, it's like trying to grab it's like trying to grab an eel that's in a bucket of sump oil. They're worthless to talk to. Now, me personally, I'd steal the American Constitution because it's got no copyright. And we are in Australia, so we come from a bunch of thieves, so I can't see the problem with that. And when you go to this, we've had all our discussions, we take the topic here, we discuss it, right? Now you can make this either a federal site. I'd prefer to see a federal site first. Then you can also have a state site, and you can have a council site, which I don't think we should have councils anyway, but they are there, and we can't ignore them until we get onto here and go, okay, let's talk about this. Do we get rid of councils? Yes, done, they're gone. Then it's just state and federal. Now, once we sort all these issues out, and we've discussed them, we've had a poll, we've had our surveys, and we've had their interaction of the 18 million person think tank, which would be a lot better than 151 dimwits in Parliament. I think we would do a lot better because there would be a lot more open discussion where they're only discussing how to keep their own power and put money into their own pockets, whereas we would be discussing how to solve problems. Because to me, they've had their chance of being honest. So to me, I'd want to see them up on charges. So all those ones that have done wrong in the past, let's dig up those issues again, and let's put those issues back in here and discuss it with each other on how we deal with these people. All right? Now, it's rather difficult for me to say that to someone in 5 minutes and have them understand that, but like there's probably, on this side alone, there's probably another, 1,000 issues. Some of them might not be as important to other people, which is exactly what I want, because the most important issues gets the most amount of traffic. And that's what you do. It's almost self-governing, where the most important issue of the day gets the most amount of traffic, it gets the most amount of attention, it gets the most amount of conflict and discourse, and then when it's reasonably sorted out, then it gets shipped off to these dimwits to sort it out. Now, I don't know how much more simple I can make that. All right? So I'm going to leave it up to yous. If anyone likes to discuss this, I'm quite eager to have a chat with someone or anyone who, because I don't have the technical knowledge on how to do this, to get a site going like this. I don't have the money because I'm only on a pension. My advantage is I have got time. Now the problem is you'd probably have to make a political party to contest with these dimwits, but in that political party would be the manifesto of once this is installed and the people are running it, then you dissolve that party. So if anyone wants to have a chat, ring me up, because I'm not going to be real patient with trolls and dimwits, because it's too easy to block numbers, too easy to ignore trolls, and I'll leave it at that. All right, so hopefully I'll hear from some of yous one way or the other.